Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live from it. That is the only reality. Neville Goddard. There comes a moment in life when you begin to question everything you see. You sense that the world, with all its logic and rules, might not be as solid as you once believed. And deep inside, something whispers, "There's more, and it's coming from within you." That whisper is not your imagination. It's your awakening. It's the law Neville Goddard called the most powerful, and perhaps the most dangerous, force you will ever encounter. The law of assumption. According to this law, nothing is real until you assume it is. And everything that exists in your life, good or bad, is not there by accident. It is there because, at some level, you assumed it into being. This means your reality isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. The pain, the lack, the victories, the silence, the breakthroughs, all of it is a reflection of your inner assumptions. If you've been wondering why your desires haven't manifested yet, or why your life keeps repeating the same patterns, you're about to see the missing piece. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. You don't live what you want, you live what you assume. Let's be honest. You've probably said things like, "I want to be loved. I want to be successful. I want to heal." But then, the world doesn't change. Why? Because you don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you assume. The mind is powerful, but the state you live in is what creates. You may say, "I want to be wealthy," but if you assume deep down that money is hard to get, that people like you don't succeed, or that the world is against you, guess what? That assumption wins. Every time. Neville taught, what you feel as true will manifest. And feelings aren't words. Feelings are beliefs you wear like skin. They are the air you breathe without noticing. Change those feelings, and the world has no choice but to respond. The "I am" that shapes your life. Every time you say, "I am," you're not just speaking, you're creating. I am unlucky. I am sick. I am alone. I am tired. These statements may feel harmless, but they are the most powerful creative forces in the universe. Because what follows your "I am" becomes your experience. But here's the good news. You can take it back. You can choose again. Say, "I am loved. I am abundant. I am chosen. I am whole." And don't just say it. Feel it. Because the subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to assumption. Imagination is the womb of reality. Everything you have ever experienced, every object, every moment, every relationship, began in imagination. Nothing exists unless it's imagined first. The problem is, most people use their imagination unconsciously. They imagine fear, loss, rejection, chaos, and their lives reflect that. But what happens when you turn imagination into a conscious tool? What happens when you close your eyes and not only see, but feel the life you desire? Neville said, "Live in the end. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled." That's not pretending. That's creation. The bank account may say, "empty." But your inner state says, "overflow." The doctor may say, "illness." But your inner state says, "wholeness." The world may say, "impossible." But your consciousness replies, "already done." And that feeling, that state, becomes your new truth. Reality is not objective, it's reflective. Here's the breakthrough. Reality is not fixed. It's flexible. It bends to your inner world. It's not solid. It's a mirror. Neville said, "Your outer world is a reflection of your inner assumptions." So why keep trying to change the mirror? Change the face that's looking into it. Stop trying to rearrange the outer. Rearrange your consciousness. If you believe people always hurt you, they will. If you assume life is hard, it will be. If you expect disappointment, it will arrive. But the opposite is also true. Assume that you are loved, safe, guided, supported, and life will match that vision. The bridge of incidents has already begun. Most people want to know how. How will it happen? How will I meet that person? How will the money come? How will I heal? But here's the truth. The how is none of your business. Neville was clear. Live in the end, and let life unfold the bridge of incidents. Once you assume the state, life starts moving pieces. People you haven't seen in years suddenly call. Opportunities arrive from directions you never imagined. Ideas flood your mind. You feel nudged to go somewhere or do something small, and boom, everything shifts. Your only job is to stay in the state, to hold the feeling, to live from the assumption, and trust the unfolding. Persistence is the price. You don't have to struggle, but you do have to persist. Neville said, "Your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Not overnight, but through repetition. You are not trying to force the world to change. You are simply refusing to leave the new state. Even when it looks like nothing is happening. Even when the outer world screams the opposite. You return, again and again, to the inner truth. You say, I am still that. I still assume. I still know. And in time, the outer world bends. It must. Faith is not hope, it's identity. Faith is not hoping something will happen. Faith is knowing it already has. It's not praying from lack. It's living from fulfillment. When you embody faith, you stop wishing and start being. Neville taught. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Faith doesn't require evidence, it creates it. And the only thing standing between you and your manifestation is your decision to feel it real now. Close your eyes. Feel the love you want to receive. Feel the wealth you want to hold. Feel the peace you want to live. Now. Not someday. Not when. Not if. Now. Because faith lives in the now. And manifestation begins where faith begins. You are not the body. You are consciousness. You are not your name. Not your job. Not your story. You are awareness itself. You are the silent witness behind the thoughts, the observer of your own emotions. And in that awareness lives the ultimate creative power. Neville said, I am is the name of God. Whatever you attach to, I am, you give life to. That's why saying, I am sick, or I am poor, is not casual. It's a command. So speak differently. Declare differently. Assume differently. Because, I am, is not just a statement, it's a doorway. And the moment you walk through it, reality reshapes. Gratitude before evidence. The greatest secret. Most people wait for life to give them something before they say, thank you. But those who understand this law know. Gratitude is not a reaction, it's a signal. It says, I already have it. And the universe responds accordingly. Neville explained. Feeling is the secret. When you feel grateful before the thing appears, you align with the version of you that already has it. And once you are that version, the physical must follow. So practice gratitude like this. Thank the universe for what's on the way. Thank your imagination for delivering the experience. Thank your future for already existing. Gratitude is proof that you believe. And belief always precedes manifestation. Revision, rewriting the past to reclaim the future. One of Neville's most powerful techniques is revision. At night, before sleep, replay the events of your day. But change them. Where you were rejected, imagine being accepted. Where you failed, imagine success. Where you were ignored, imagine being seen. You are not lying to yourself. You are telling your subconscious what is now true. Because to your subconscious, imagined experience is just as real as physical experience. And your subconscious runs your life. So when you revise your past, you are not escaping reality. You are rewriting it. And by doing so, you break the loop. You stop the cycle. And you create new momentum in a different direction. You are not being punished, You are being prepared. Maybe your life is falling apart. Maybe people are leaving. Maybe you've lost things you thought were permanent. But what if all of this is not destruction, but preparation? What if the shaking is not punishment, but positioning? Neville taught. God doesn't take from you, He replaces. If something is leaving, it's because it doesn't fit the version of you that is emerging. Don't cling. Don't mourn. Don't chase what's being removed. Let go, and watch what replaces it. It will be better. It will be aligned. It will make sense. And when it arrives, you'll realize, this had to happen. Nothing you've lost was meant to stay. Stop believing the lie that what left your life was essential. If it was yours, it would have stayed. If it's gone, it served its purpose. You didn't lose anything. You were freed. Freed from versions of yourself that no longer served. Freed from timelines that no longer aligned. Freed from relationships that held you in your past. So stop grieving over what couldn't stay. And start celebrating what's now possible. Because what's ahead is greater than what's behind. You're already on the path. Trust the timing. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force. You don't need to beg. If you're here, watching this, you're already on the path. And everything is unfolding with divine precision. You didn't stumble upon this video. You were guided to it. Because your consciousness is shifting. And the moment consciousness shifts, reality follows. The delays? They're part of the bridge. The silence. Preparation. The stillness. Realignment. You are not being denied. You are being shaped. And soon, what you felt will become what you see. Assume it is done, and it is. You don't need to understand all the steps. You don't need the whole plan. You just need to assume the end. Neville taught. To assume a state is to embody it. And what you embody, you attract. So do it now. Close your eyes. Enter the scene. Feel it done. Hear the words you've been waiting to hear. See the number in your bank account. Feel the hand in yours. Smile the smile of someone whose prayer has been answered. Don't imagine it as something coming. Imagine it as something already here. And live from that knowing. Speak from that knowing. Walk from that knowing. Because it is done. You don't need permission. You only need decision. The world may tell you to wait, to be patient, to earn it, to prove yourself. But the universe doesn't work that way. It responds not to effort, but to alignment. You don't manifest what you deserve. You manifest what you decide. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop shrinking. Decide. Right now. I am that. I have it. It is mine. And let that decision become the vibration you carry in every moment. You are the operant power. This is the truth Neville Goddard lived and died declaring. You are not a victim. You are not helpless. You are not waiting for anything. You are the operant power, the creator, the I am. What you assume becomes. What you persist in becomes fact. What you imagine, with feeling and faith, becomes visible. So don't ask the world to change. Change you. And the world will mirror you back in ways that will bring you to your knees. Final message, it's already moving. If you felt a shift inside you during this message, if something clicked, if something stirred, if something awakened, then hear this. It has already started. The bridge of incidents is in motion. The unseen world is realigning. And you will soon see proof that will make you weep with gratitude. So keep the state. Keep the feeling. Keep the assumption. Because you are not who you were yesterday. You are the embodiment of your fulfilled desire. And the rest will catch up. Leave a comment below saying, "It is done. I am that." Declare your manifestation with faith. And let the universe echo your words into form. Subscribe to the channel if you want more messages like this, to remind you of who you really are. Whenever doubt creeps in, this is not just a video, it's a portal. And every time you step into it, you remember the truth.